welcome back to more F1 2020 My Career Team Mode. In our last episode, we just finished up with the Russian Grand Prix, stood on pole position, and took the win on that. And now we move on to probably one of the best tracks in F1 in my opinion, and that is Suzuka. So with that, let's move on to the Japanese Grand Prix.
Margins are looking good right now. I think we've got room for some more investment.
Alright, and let us see. Yes, we can. Let's put some money into powertrain build time for this one. And let us see. We've spent as much as we can for right now with the R&D. So let us go to the track.
Alright, listen up everyone. They've announced that the technical regulations are changing for next season. Now there's a risk a lot of our hard work could be undone if we're not careful. So let's figure out how to mitigate this. Drivers, take a look at the developments we have, and let us know what you want to invest in protecting. Alright everyone, let's get on top of this.
Alright, so we have a change to the regulations. For next year. All right. So cloudy was still good, so we don't need to do that much for wet weather. Hey Big C, welcome. Welcome to the stream. Just in time for the start of free practice for round 18 of the Japanese Grand Prix. There's Bottas's car. It looks like, yeah, that was Valtteri that they were showing. Let's take out a look at our team objectives. Okay. Alright, and let us customize our car. So, for the aerodynamics, we want that on a 4 and a 5. As for the transmission, we want the differential to be on 50.
So, we'd like to run the acclimatization program if you have a chance before qualifying. It'll give us a good indication of our relative pace and
on
consistency.
75. As for the suspension geometry, 270, 120. And the other ones to the min. Here we want a 4.8. I'm doing well, thank you. 6.9. and then a 4-5 again. As for the brakes, max both out. And for the tires, 21.8, and then a 19.9 for the back.
Okay, just want to remind you to keep an eye on your tyre usage. We have to give 2 sets back at the end of this session, so they'll be unavailable for the rest of the weekend. We'll hand over the 2 most worn sets, so don't ruin tyres you might want to use later.
Alright, and with that, let us begin.
Don't push the car just yet. Track is still green. Try and take it easy for the first couple of laps.
And yeah, I'm going to be starting at the back of the grid. 50 place grid penalty. But that doesn't mean I'm going to not try to mess with the grid order. I'll take those 50 place grid penalty points. And I'll do what Perez did. In the last Grand Prix, started at the back of the race and ended up in first. I'm going to try to do what Checo did. And let us again, we get the DRS test complete. Alright, you know what?
The tracker climb.
Well, don't want that. I want this. We're gonna retry that. That sucked.
Your goal is to get through as many corner gates as quickly and precisely as possible. Best of luck out there.
Alright, let's try this again. DRS complete.
DRS zone is coming up. Get ready to open it. Distance is on your MFD.
Let's see how we did. A
That's
535.
fantastic. You obviously have a really good understanding of this circuit.
But now the thing is, the points do not matter. Because I've already won the championship. I overshot gate 11. But more or less, we've already passed, so...
Great stuff. You've pretty much nailed this circuit. This is a really strong foundation to build from over the weekend.
Coming up on turn 8. Alright, I'll take that.
You've lost access to one of the gears. We've lost one of the gears due
Wow.
to a fault. Program complete and a job well done. We got some excellent data with that run, so come on back to the garage and I can talk you through the numbers.
Box the slap.
Confirmed. We'll receive you at the end of this lap.
Oh, it's the test gearbox.
There's only one lap of fuel remaining.
Lost a gear.
Okay, you need to come in before you run out of fuel. Pit within 2 laps. Box this lap, please. Box this lap. When driving with the pit assist disabled, you'll need to be mindful of your speed when entering the pit lane. If you hit the limiter line too fast, you'll pick up a penalty. Watch the on-screen prompts that show your target speed and distance to the limiter line.
let us fix that before we go any further. Alright, so we put in a brand new gearbox. Now this is the one that we use for...
I know it's tempting to focus entirely on the race, but we should put a bit of time aside to run the qualifying sim program. Try to run it before the end of FP3 if you can. Standing by.
Now this is not one of the gearboxes that's allocated to us for the race. This is one that we use for practice. And as you can see, everything on that gearbox is green on our engine. So we had to take care of preparing that. That's normal. Suzuka, the only figure 8 course in F1. And there you go, tire management to start off with. Yeah, you're gonna see that seesaw. Seesaw back and forth probably between green and purple.
Okay,
Got
test
it.
complete, and that was a very good job indeed. We got a lot of valuable information out of that.
Box a slap. Box, box.
Understood, stopping this lap.
So with that, we now have 50 place grid penalty to start the race, to start the Grand Prix off with. Perfected the first practice program and just perfected the second practice program and had to change my practice gearbox out. Nothing much. on top of the fact that I'll be starting at the back. To top it off, I'll be pulling a Perez tomorrow, starting at the back of the grid. Yeah. Remember all my worn parts at the end of the Russian Grand Prix?
There's 3 laps of fuel remaining.
Hey, if Perez can come from being at the back of the... And speaking of Perez, look who's in front of me. Right. I changed everything. So that's basically what gave me the 50 place grid drop. So I'll be pulling hopefully a Perez tomorrow, starting at the back of the grid and hopefully making my way to the front. We'll see though. Can I do it? Alright, on the fuel management.
Specific information or make certain changes to the car during a pit stop, you can tell me what you want over the radio. Press and hold the radio button to activate the system, and you can either speak the command or select it manually from the radio screen that will appear on the multifunction display. While the radio is active...
Didn't mean to cut you off there, Jeff. Looking outside of my window just now, and it is... Oh yeah, you're just gonna send me right behind the Iceman himself, Kimi Räikkönen. I'm gonna have to be a sly old fox. Well, I think he cut me off, so... Nah, I can't do that to Räikkönen. I mean, I have much respect for Kimi and all the other drivers on the grid. Yep. Anyway, Kimi Räikkönen out there in P16 with the 16. And down the long straightaway. Here we go as we start fuel management. Delta's looking good.
program complete and a job well done. We got some excellent data with that run, so come on back to the garage and I can talk you through the numbers.
Alright, Jeff, box the slap.
Say that again, we're having trouble receiving.
Box.
Okay, we can take you this lap.
I hope they keep that feature into 2021, which we will be playing when I get that. And hopefully they still release that on the PS4 as well. If anything, I'd probably get it for the PC, and we'd be playing that off of the PS5. Well, PC, and everything. There's Albon. Yeah, that's what I had to get for my PS4. I had to get myself an external hard drive and move games over to that. Also had to remove games as well. Yeah, mine's the same way. I have a 500 GB. On to ERS management now.
Everyone ready? Okay, let's go.
Definitely. Yeah, I hear you on that. Just right now trying to pass Perez. And not go front bumper. Colliding. Gonna do one thing real quick. Change that to the corners. Yeah. But also, let's see how Hamilton does for being in P3. You know, that's like the big story. Hamilton not in the front row. He's on P3 for the race. Now, I'm glad to see Max up there with Bottas being right beside him. Definitely. But if anything, we know Hamilton's going to come back from behind to win. Evening, Logie. Welcome to the stream. I am right now trapped behind Sergio Perez.
Okay, test complete, and that was a very good job indeed. We got a lot of valuable information out of that.
Boxer slap.
Right, come in at the end of this lap.
A little bit of a shake-up for me. You're not going to see me on the front row tomorrow at all, as well as I will be starting from the back of the
There's
grid.
3 laps of fuel remaining. Okay, just want to remind you to keep an eye on your tyre temperatures, which you can do on the temperature panel of the MFD. We monitor carcass temperature and surface temperature, and you'll get the best performance when they're both inside a normal operating window. Surface temps tend to fluctuate faster, so try a few laps with the data open and get a feel for how to control them.
Alright. Alright, and now we move on to qualifying pace.
All clear the garage, please. Car ready to leave.
Alright, and here we go with qualifying pace. So, we're 3 seconds up. Best sector 2. And we've achieved our top speed goal.
Program complete and a job well done. We got some excellent data with that run, so come on back to the garage and I can talk you through the numbers.
And we put in the fastest lap for right now. Boxes lap.
Pitting this lap then. Come into the pits at the end of this lap.
Coming up on to Lance Stroll.
Set fuel mix 1 if you want to save the engine for the race.
I wanna... I'm just going to return back to the garage.
Car repairs have set us back a little. So far, our fastest lap is a 1:33.4.
We'll accelerate time a little bit here.
Engine fired, we're set.
Alright, and we begin our last practice program. So, why is it that I always get sent out either in I don't know, I'm gonna have a talk with my bit crew about that. Yeah, I think that was Leclerc. Alright, here we go. Five laps around Suzuka. Once again, 5 laps around Suzuka. No, I don't want that. Actually, I do. Because that'll put me right back on... I don't know what's going on right now. Either I'm taking the turns too wide. And that's not like me here at Suzuka. At a technical track like Suzuka.
Great lap. You've nailed what we asked for. Keep it up.
Alright, turn that first lap mishap. Here we go with lap number 2. For those of you out there that watch us later that don't understand what's going on and that I'm part of a group where we get together and we play Formula D, the board game, online. And that's where the roll to 1 lose a body came in.
Okay, super job so far. We're getting great data. Stay
And
focused.
everything. lap 3. We gotta check out what the technical regulations are.
Great lap. You've nailed what we asked for. Keep it up.
Do I have to re-put my decals back on the car? I might.
Okay, super job so far. We're getting great data. Stay focused.
Alright, final lap.
Okay, test complete, and that was a very good job indeed. We got a lot of valuable information out of that.
Box a slap.
Confirmed. We'll receive you at the end of this lap. There's only one lap of fuel remaining. Mind that front wing. It'll need replacing if it takes too much damage. Okay, take it easy on the car. We can't sustain this level of damage.
Alright, and here we
Come in this
go.
lap, please. Box this lap.
On it, Jeff. Alright. Alright.
We've had to spend time repairing the damage to the car.
Let's move on to FP2.
And with all the cars now over the line, let's see our top three again. Iceman, Hamilton, and Max Verstappen. Sadly, it's time to say goodbye as free practice is over. However, we'll be back shortly for more Formula One action.
Alright, let's move on to FP2.
First of all, congratulations. You must be thrilled.
Oh, definitely, Claire.
How's your grid penalty going to affect your strategy going into the race? Was today a good day for you?
Yeah, things went well.
What was the secret ingredient for your performance today?
The power unit.
The regulation changes for next season have been announced. How is your team going to cope with the transition?
Already at hard work.
Appreciate your time.
No problem, Claire. Alright. Move on. FP2. And remember, we're just setting a lap here. That's all. Alright, there we go. Fastest lap for that. Move on to FP3.
The session has drawn to a close, so let's review our top three. Iceman, Leclerc, and Valtteri Bottas. What an incredible practice session. The fun doesn't stop here, though. Join us again as the rest of the weekend unfolds.
Alright, and now on to the
First of all, congratulations. You must be thrilled. You put in a lot of time on the track today. Was there a reason for this?
Yep, data gathering.
After all the teams have updated their cars for next season's regulation changes, where do you think you'll come out?
Be prepared for that.
Appreciate your time.
Hey, no problem, Claire. That's the first time I ever got her to have a double speak with her. Alright, on to FP3. And at least this grid penalty is not, 50 places at Monaco, where I'd be starting in the back of the field, where Monaco was hard to overtake. Alright, there we go with that. And now on to qualifying.
It's time to remind ourselves of our top three. who are Iceman, Bottas, and Sebastian Vettel. And if today's practice is anything to go by, we're in for an exceptional weekend of Formula One.
First of all, congratulations.
Wow, a third time.
You really went all out in practice today. Are you testing new components?
Yep.
Which department has been hit the hardest by next year's regulation changes?
So the chassis there.
Appreciate your time.
All right. All right, we move on to where it really counts, qualifying. All right, there's my car.
All personnel be aware. Car leaving.
All right. Now on to Q1. I am going to go through all qualifying. You know, we're going to still do all of that. we've started the clock. This track's always been a little difficult for me in qualifying, but we will see what we can do. Try to put in some. Try that again, shall we? As I was saying, you know, this track's always been a little tricky for qualifying. For me, that is. We'll see how we do. At a 133, so let's see where that puts us. Right now in Q2. Don't think we're gonna need to go out there and do another lap. Nope, we're good. Alright. And Schumacher makes it into P2 into Q2. And we move on to Q2.
Standing by.
And then there were 16. From this, we'll be down to our final 10. Let's try that again. Alright, and here we go. Q2. Boxer slap.
Understood. Stopping this lap.
Alright, so we set a time. Norris comes in, sets a second faster time. Albon comes in and P2 sets a faster time, knocking Norris down. Perez does the...
There's only 1 lap of fuel remaining.
Alright, our teammate sets a P5 time. We'll see, does he get into Q3? Vettel comes in. Hamilton now comes in at P2. Alright, down there in P11. Moves all the way down to P16. Alright, let's see where our teammate ended up on the grid. He'll be in P16. He'll probably be bumped up to P15 afterwards because my grid penalty sent me into the back of the grid. And that's where we'll start. Alright.
checks complete. All personnel be aware, we have a car leaving.
Excuse me there. Alright, here we go, the final time in Q3 for this race. Here we go, final time before the race. Alright, a 131, we'll just teleport back, instant transmit back to the garage. And I'm not gonna go back out because I know that time's good. And
with qualifying finished, it's time to remind ourselves of our top three: Iceman, Verstappen, and Lewis Hamilton. With qualifying wrapped up, we now have our grid lineup for the big race tomorrow. Be sure to join us then for what will no doubt be a fantastic race.
And definitely it will be, Crofty, you know that.
First of all, congratulations. You must be thrilled. What was the secret of your qualifying pace?
I'm going to say this one.
After the regulation changes were announced, was it all hands on deck for next year's car?
Already working on it.
Great. Well, that's everything.
2-1 on the rivalry. Need one more point on that one. Level 13 we hit. Schumacher goes up to level 6. And we're at 14 on that.
So, unfortunately, we've picked up some grid penalties, and we'll be starting further back than you expect. As for how bad it is, that'll depend on what the other drivers get.
Alright, so let's take a look at the messages. Whoop. Okay. All right. Fog is getting thicker out there as I look out the window. It's like something out of a Stephen King movie. Anyway. Gotta do something with the car real quick here. One, two, in it. We'll want to put so that's something I gotta do in the other thing. Anyway, got some mail here. We're gonna update the drivers. It's already been done. So until then, thank you, Mike. Until then, I'm Scooney007. I'll see you right back here next time for more F1 2020 as we take on the Japanese Grand Prix, the only figure 8 circuit. Until then, I'm Scooney007. Have a great weekend, everyone, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye, everyone.